Happy New Year to all the viewers out there, and welcome to another edition of Te Akau TV. I'm joined this morning by Te Akau trainer Jamie Richards. How are you this morning, Jamie?
Very well, Hamish. Thank you. How are you?
Beautiful, thank you. The sun's shining in Matamata, no doubt.
Yep. No, we've had a pretty busy morning of track work this morning. We've got plenty on next week. There's a couple of open heats on the grass before the Matamata races on Wednesday, where we've got a large team. Trials on Tuesday at Cambridge on the synthetic. So there's plenty happening and plenty of horses that needed to be worked up this morning.
Beautiful, and of course we'll touch on the week that's been an awesome day on New Year's Day at Ellerslie. Of course, I Choose You ran third, pretty gallant stuff from out wide there, and obviously Self Obsession won the Royal Stakes, and then we had On Trivier, who was excellent, winning the Group 1 Steamer Railway Stakes. Can you touch on a couple of those performances quickly?
Yeah, so really pleased with On Trivier. Sort of our plan had been ever since we sort of brought it back from Aussie was a setter for the Railway Fresh, and love it when a little plan comes off. So she was very well ridden by OP and showed a great turn of foot to win with a bit of ease, and she's had a nice quiet week since then. She did a little bit of work here this morning. OP was here riding work. She just did a little bit of easy work this morning, and she's full noise towards the Telegraph down there at Wellington next Saturday. Really pleased with Self Obsession. She won the Royal Stakes narrowly but well. Really nice staying sort of filly that even out to 1.5 miles will be no problem at all for her. She's had a pretty quiet week in the paddock as well, and she'll go to David and Karen's race at Te Rapa on the 12th of February with a little trial before then. And as you said, I Choose You was very gallant. She got caught 3 deep, no cover, kept up a really strong gallop. I firmly believe that if she had have drawn a barrier and been able to get a bit closer to the rail, that she would have been winning that race. So again, she's had a nice quiet week. She'll be set for the Matamata Breeders' Stakes here on the 26th of February, and we won't do too much with her before then. We'll just try and set her up for Matamata, and then hopefully Ellerslie and Manawatu.
And of course, Mai Tai just went down in a very narrow finish there in the Rich Hill Mile. That obviously a race marred with a few things popping up. How's Danielle pulled up at the moment?
Yep, Danielle's good. So the fall was last Saturday. She had some surgery on the Sunday, and she went back to Peter and Annabelle's at Pookie there on Tuesday, and I brought her home to Matamata yesterday. So look, it's going to be a pretty long, drawn-out sort of thing. She's still in a fair bit of pain, and it's uncomfortable. But look, we're doing our best, and she's tough, so we'll be sweet.
And of course, very lucky she's got an excellent house husband on hand when she needs it. So that's exciting. So just touching on the runners this coming week. So we're going to have a quick look at Awapuni today, and then we'll cross over to Ellerslie tomorrow. We're going to kick off in race 5, the Calvin Woodmass Memorial Open Handicap over a mile. We've got 2 runners. First of which is Te Akau Caliburn with the apprentice Joe Cameroon on board.
Yeah, happy with Caliburn, Te Akau Caliburn. He's a horse that we've had a little bit of sort of trouble with him in the spring. He got crook a couple of times and had to just back off him. But finally, we're on our way now. He's drawn nicely in 4. He'll jump out, should put himself up in the race a little bit. And I think he can give a bit of cheek in a fresh state on a good track.
And Aotea Lad, the old boy with Niranjan Palmer aboard.
Yeah, going really well. He's in a purple patch of form. Palmer seems to ride him well. Will be positive from the barrier. He went down by a very narrow margin last time, but was fighting all the way to the line and expect a similar sort of run.
Great. And race 7, the J-Pac Holmes Martin Cup Open Handicap over 2,200. We've got leaderboard for Fortuna Racing with Kozi Asano on board, drawn barrier 5.
Yeah, happy with him. He ran really well at Timaru the other day. Just had a bit of a fitness blowout over a mile on a soft track. Found the line well. He's since done a little bit of work and then travelled back up to Palmy from our South Island stable. He is in really good shape. The only question mark we've got with him today is he just does feel the firmer tracks a little bit. So I'm sure that he'll run well, but just be mindful of how firm that ground gets. He's on a path towards the Wellington Cup, and this is another sort of fitness sort of hit out for him for 3 weeks' time.
Great. And moving across to Sunday at Ellerslie, this has been a meeting that you have used in the past to gear a couple of your 2-year-olds up for the big dance in a couple of weeks' time. We kick off in race 2, the Premier Horse Transport 1200, 2-year-old set weight and penalty race, the first of which we've got Fellini, drawn barrier 4 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yep, we like to use this 2-year-old race to set them up for the Cracker Million in 13 days' time. And Fellini's going well. He won his last start well at Pukekohe. Joe's claim helps. He's got to carry a little bit more than the others because he's the only winner in the race. But good to get him up there and have a bit of a look around Ellerslie, and I'm sure that he will run well.
And Time Flies, who went down as a short price favourite to Pacific Dragon on debut, drawn barrier 1 with Opie Bosson on board.
Yep, happy with him. Look, the form stacked up out of that race with the filly that beat him going on to run so well on the Eclipse, and then unfortunately lose it in the judiciary room. I just thought he lacked a little bit of ringcraft that day, and he just didn't know how to put them away. We've put a little bit of gear on him. I'm sure that he will be much more professional up there tomorrow, and certainly looking forward to seeing how he goes. He's an exciting horse. He's not yet qualified for the Cracker Million, but we're hoping we can do that tomorrow.
Fantastic. And race 4, the Medicine Qualitex 1600. It's a maiden race. We've got Illicit Miss from barrier 6 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yep, happy with her. She ran really well last time. Good on a second, kept coming all the way up the running there, up to a mile should suit her. Nice enough barrier. Hopefully she's midfield with a little bit of cover, and got to be a nice chance if she can find a Pukekohe form again.
Great. And race 5, the Brookby Stables 1500, 3-year-old race with set weights and penalties. We've got the 1,000 Guineas winner, the Perfect Pink, lining up from barrier 12 with Opie Bosson on board.
Yeah, she's fresh up after the Guineas. She's been away for an exhibition gallop and done some nice work at home. She's drawn the outside barrier. The rail was out 10 metres. I'm not expecting her to go up there and really just, smash them and put them away. I think she'll run a nice race, but ultimately it's just a run getting her ready to step up to 2,000 metres. So I can sort of see her being back and hitting the line strongly, whether that's with her winning or running in the top 3 or 4. As long as she's hitting the line, we'll be happy.
And Pin Me Up from barrier 9 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, another with an awkward draw when the rail was out. It is hard to make ground. Was really impressed with how she won at Te Rapa, put them away in good fashion. She's a filly we've got a lot of time for. We're trying to set her up for the Cracker Mile, so we'll probably just look to ride her a little bit steady as well and see her really attacking the line as well.
Great. So there we have it, a small but select bunch of runners over the weekend. Do we have a best bet this weekend?
The best of them is Time Flies in the 2-year-old race. Very short price. No one's going to get rich, but hoping that he can win and set himself up for the millions in 13 days' time.
Fantastic. And looking forward to next week. We've got runners, I assume, at Matamata on Wednesday. There's racing at Otaki on Thursday and racing at Tauranga on Friday before we cross to the Telegraph Day at Trentham on Saturday, where I assume we'll see On Trivia line up again.
Yep, for sure. So, as you say, busy week. One other thing we have happening today, if anyone's tuned in to Trackside, it might turn up on the telly there, is Bright Blue Sky will be having an exhibition gallop at the Gold Coast after the first race. So maybe keep an eye out for that. She seems to be going well. We didn't want to run her again before the millions next week. She's on the cusp of getting in. So we're just hoping that things go our way there. So that's something else to look forward to today. And as you say, busy week next week. Tuesday, Cambridge Synthetic Trials. Wednesday, Matamata Big Team. Couple of open heats before the first there, where we will have Sort of State, On the Bubbles, Carmelas, Festivity, Probabile, Imperatriz, Amaralina, and Marcus Aurelius on show. Otaki will have some there Thursday, some at Tauranga Friday, Wellington and Wingatui both on Saturday. We'll have runners at both of those places, and highlighted by On Trivia and the Telegraph. And also we're going to have Wairau Cove at Shepherd's Delight and the Wellington Guineas, and I'm sure they're both going to run well.
Anything in the Wellesley Stakes, Jamie?
Yeah, we're just going to have a look at the nominations there. My gut feeling is it could be a little bit small. We've given Hannah Lay a bit of a quiet time. She ran second on debut at Te Araha last week. And we gave her a little bit of work this morning. We're going to work her up again on Tuesday too. So she's a chance of going there if it's going to be a small field, and we think that she hasn't taken too much harm from the quick turnaround.
Fantastic. And you touched on a couple of those runners that we haven't seen for a while. Do you want to just give us an update on Emeralina and Sort of State and how they're progressing towards Karaka Million Night?
Yep, Emeralina's in good shape, as is Sort of State. They had an exhibition gallop at Tauranga last Sunday. They're trialling on Wednesday, and Sort of State will run in the El Manzor on Karaka Million Night, and Emeralina will kick off in the Westbury, the Fillies and Mares 1400, which should be a nice kickoff race for her.
Good as gold. Well, thanks for that, Jamie, and I'll let you get back to being the nurse, and we'll catch you again next week, mate.
Thank you.